what the show is.
Did anyone ask Edison what a light bulb was before he harnessed electricity?
Who are you in the metaphor?
Live from Into the Void, welcome to Saturday Night Live. No? Okay. Never mind. Hello everyone, and welcome to another Into the Void Real Review. This time we are reviewing Saturday Night. Directed by Jason Reitman and starring Gabrielle LaBelle as Lorne Michaels, Corey Michael Smith as Chevy Chase, Ella Hunt as Gilda Radner, and Rachel Sennott as Rosie Schuster. Those are just a few of the actors, of course, of this sizable cast on this movie. But let us just get this out of the way. This is a good movie if you go in with the right expectations. I think I can help you here in that I can impart some especially important advice up front before you see this movie. First off, there's no spoiling this movie. After all, this is just an experience movie in that you go to see the inner workings of what it takes to create a show that is live and not pre-recorded. More specifically, you learn about the very first show of Saturday Night Live that signaled the beginning of a late-night show juggernaut that had to overcome the popularity of the Johnny Carson show that dominated late-night television back in the mid-1970s. The show would continue, as we all know, as one of the longest-running live shows on syndicate television to date with 50 seasons. Not the longest, that belongs to The Tonight Show, which has aired since 1954, but still has run for an impressively long amount of time. Sure, it's had its difficulties through the years, but many would agree that the heyday for the show may have been in the 1970s and 1980s.
Jorgen, my brother, there will certainly be a lot of swinging in our bachelor pad tonight. Hold it, let's catch some rays.
I, for one, remember watching quite extensively at that time, more than in recent times. Yeah, I know I'm old. Shut up. But back to my advice. You need to go into this watching it as a documentary and not as a comedy. I did not laugh much during this film, to be clear. Instead, I enjoyed watching the struggle that Lorne Michaels went through from beginning to end and the character arc that he goes through. There's this change that occurs that is revelatory. You see a man who is gung-ho in the beginning, then somewhere along the lines begins to doubt himself, but then loosens the reins a bit and then pushes through that thing that stymies even the best of us in moments of adversity. The different personalities that he must wrestle with, the onset catastrophes, and the threat of investors pulling the plug at any time is all fascinating to experience.
Hey, do we go again?
Gabrielle LaBelle does a wonderful job of exuding Lorne's wide-eyed and naive take on thinking things will fall into place no matter what. This is Lorne Michaels' movie and no one else, and the movie does not let you forget that. Sure, you get an impressive performance from Corey Michael Smith, who plays Chevy Chase, who has a striking resemblance to the young up-and-coming comedian at the time.
Jesus Christ. Sorry, tripped over my penis.
It's fun watching his arrogance play out as he kills it with his wit and comedic charm in one scene, only later to get demoralized by Milton Berle, played by the venomous J.K. Simmons, on how he hasn't got what it takes to make it in show business. He clearly meets his match as Milton swings his proverbial dick literally and figuratively in front of a wet behind-the-ears Chevy and his girlfriend in one particularly wicked scene. Dan Aykroyd, part of the OG Saturday Night cast, is here in all his glory, played by Dylan O'Brien. He shines in a particular great scene in which he is manhandled by the female cast who play construction workers in a rehearsal skit. Wait, not a skit, a sketch. Lorne Michaels did not like them to be called skits, but sketches instead. Something among many things you will learn about Lorne Michaels. Then there is Nicholas Braun, who I must give a shout out to. The guy pulls double duty as Andy Kaufman and Jim Henson and kills it in both roles.
Writers on the 17th floor tied a belt around Big Bird's neck and hung him from my dressing room door.
You'll remember him as the naive puppy dog-eyed character Greg in the HBO Max show Succession. Then Ella Hunt swings in as the carefree Gilda Radner with the portrayal of a true comedian gone all too soon at the age of 42 to ovarian cancer. And then you have such things in the movie that I'm glad they did not shy away from, like John Belushi's difficult demeanor on the show and addiction to drugs that led to his too early death at the age of 33. And then one last shout out, I promise, this is the last one. William Dafoe is in this movie. He plays Dave Tibet, a financial backer who is instrumental in giving the green light in a down-to-the-wire last-minute decision to air the pilot show after much understandable reservations. The point is, this guy's been in every movie I've seen this year. Kinds of Kindness, Beetlejuice, Poor Things. Okay, that was last year, but still. And then Nosferatu later this year. Does this guy rest? What it all comes down to, though, is that this is Lorne Michaels' movie. It is about his struggle and his eventual success dealing with all the things that this movie shows that was thrown at him. It really is a story of how sometimes success comes down to just having the tenacity to throw everything against the wall and hope that something sticks while not worrying about failure, what anyone else believes is beyond comprehension. No one thought a live show like Saturday Night Live could succeed in an age when investors were prone to throwing up Tonight Show reruns in lieu of something fresh, but tenuous at best because it was held together by duct tape and string. So yes, this is Lorne Michaels' story, but there are other side stories that complement the main narrative. Within those stories are compelling scenes that drive everything forward. This is not a movie that is particularly funny, but I do think that that's not what this movie is about. This is a movie that examines something that is akin to lightning being caught in a bottle. If you don't understand that, then you'll not like Saturday Night. But if you meet it on its own terms, then there's something special amid all the great performances and happenings on screen. I think many will see this movie as haphazard and not cohesive, which I do agree with. The thing is, I don't see that as a detriment. It mirrors the subject matter at hand. After all, Saturday Night Live is set on a stage where anything can happen. Someone can forget lines, sets can break at any minute, sketches can land with a thud. That is the magic of live TV. Anything can happen. Sure, there are rehearsals, but it's certainly less safe than pre-recorded material. That is the appeal. Now, I, for one, am not brave enough for that. My material is scripted, recorded, and edited. So when my stuff does not hit, I cannot blame it on being live. I'm not doing it. Not gonna do it. There. That's my best Dana Carvey imitating George Bush. That is a Saturday Night Live reference everyone can relate to. Guys, I give Saturday Night a 7.5 out of 10. What is your take on this movie? Give me your thoughts below. If you like this content, give it a like. And if you want more of this content, be sure to subscribe. Until next time, I'll see you when we venture into the void.